Hello, I'm Scott with Harry Eklof Associates, and in this video I'm going to give you 6 compelling reasons why Navien tankless modular water heater systems should be considered on your next commercial project. Hit that subscribe button down there and we'll get right to it. The first reason, to state the obvious, is their tiny footprint. Very often, especially in multifamily situations, we see these units shoehorned into little tiny utility closets, sometimes with a hydronic coil air handler unit to provide gas heat and gas hot water from one gas-fired appliance in a very small footprint. And the next reason goes right along with this. We eliminate the water damage that happens when big storage tanks burst and flood that apartment unit and all the ones under it. Installed with a properly fitted drain pan like this one from Camco, even if you have a rupture later in life when the heater reaches the end of its life cycle, any of the leaks that come out of the bottom of the heater cause zero water damage because they're all easily contained within the pan. Unlike a burst tank water heater, which overflows the pan and pretty much everything else at the same time. So eliminating your water damage costs is another big reason to consider Navien tankless on a commercial multifamily, but that's not the only commercial job you should be looking at. But before we move away from multifamily, I want to explain this. The Navien NPEA set on internal recirculation also takes your minimum flow rate to get hot water to 0. If you're designing or have a building full of low water usage fixtures, this can be a problem with other tankless water heater models. Most tankless water heater models require 0.5 GPM before the unit will even fire, and if you have a half a gallon a minute aerator in a sink, many times you won't have enough flow to fire the heater, which means you get no hot water without opening multiple fixtures or changing all the aerators in your building to a higher flow aerator. So Navien tankless water heaters can work in ultra low flow settings without having problems with hot water delivery. Now on to the bigger commercial systems. The next reason to consider Navien is energy savings. These appliances are always off when you're not using them. When you are using them, they modulate the gas flow and the firing rate and the flow rate to deliver just the hot water you need at the time you need it. When the demand's over, the flow is off, saving you money. There's nothing cheaper than off. But energy savings isn't just for single units. What about the big multi-unit systems and big commercial jobs? When you have a bank of heaters, only 1 or 2 heaters needs to operate in a lot of cases for small loads. Where a tank water heater typically is on or off, sometimes into hundreds or even millions of BTUs. So having a fully modular, fully modulating system with a superior turndown ratio is going to give you realized great energy savings. When you use a Navien modular system, you also have built-in redundancy. Instead of using large tank systems where your redundancy is a second large tank, that way if you lose one tank, you've lost 50% of your capacity. With a Navien system, if we have, say, an 8-unit rack system and you lose one, you've lost 1/8 of your capacity, not 1/2. And that unit that's broken down can typically be easily repaired on site within a few minutes, and if it can't and it's reached the end of its life cycle, one of these heaters can be replaced in about 20 minutes with a screwdriver and a pair of channel locks. The over-counter cost for one of these is also fractional compared to the large commercial tanks. We also offer parts kits for building owners and training for their personnel for doing maintenance, so they can do their own maintenance in-house with parts they have already on site. So between supplying parts kits, training personnel, and having easily repaired and replaced units, we can totally eliminate downtime for your hot water systems on your buildings. So we've done many different commercial applications with Navien modular hot water systems. We've done nursing homes, assisted living facilities, college dormitories, commercial kitchens, restaurants, bars, school systems, daycares, large commercial office spaces, pretty much anything you guys could use a large commercial water heater system for, we can do that with a Navien modular system. Also, when one of these units does need to be replaced, keep in mind, you don't need a rigging crew. 1 or 2 men can easily handle the weight of one of these things. The heaviest one's about 73 pounds, so it can be done without a rigging crew on the same day you need the repair or replacement done. Another great energy savings thing that we can do with a bank of Navien modular water heaters is primary-secondary recirc. We can actually utilize the building pump for 24/7 recirc and have the Navien water heater plant control the recirc of themselves, sampling water at given times off of the system and only running when necessary to replenish the hot water system in your building loop. This system can also be cycled off completely during times when the building is unoccupied that can save millions of BTUs per year. Speak to your mechanical engineer about that. So do you need storage with a Navien tankless water heater system? No, the piping in your building is your storage. If you guys do the math on the footage of pipe and the amount of water in that pipe, you'll find that most of these commercial buildings hold hundreds of gallons of water in the piping system themselves. Storage is not necessary, but may be desired depending on the project. We can also use the Naviens in conjunction with a storage tank to handle very high dump loads, with longer recovery times in between demands. That can be a very good system because the storage tanks typically last for 40 or 50 years, and the remote burners and modular aspects of the hot water heater plant make it a lot more affordable to operate that system. Now here's about the most fun part: upfront costs. Navien modular tankless water heater plants typically cost a fraction of the storage tank hot water plants. On average, we run about 60 cents on the dollar for the equipment itself, and of course without the heavy rigging crews, installation is a lot easier and way more affordable. Even on residential multifamily applications, the price of tank water heaters has gotten so high that we're usually at least even money, if not a little bit less expensive for those as well. And of course later in life when the units need to be replaced, it is still a fraction of the cost to buy a one tankless water heater than it is a giant ASME storage tank water heater system. So for more information about Navien tankless water heaters in a commercial application, please contact Harry Eklof Associates at the phone number below or your local manufacturer's rep in your area. Thanks again for watching. Hit that subscribe button down there. If you like this video, give us the thumbs up like button, and we'll see you next time.